Hi Jordan, this is Bree with Northland Marketing. As promised, just wanted to go ahead and record this audit video for you. Sorry, it took me a little while to get here. My day was chaos. Anyway, so I did a Google search for your company name and Ellington CT, and I noticed you do have a Google business profile, which is excellent. That is definitely the first step. I know you do unfortunately have one Google review. We're going to want to bump that up, ideally starting with 25 Google reviews. So just reach out to friends, family, maybe customers that are friends. Really get that up to 25 as soon as possible. And then from there, I recommend trying to get 2 reviews per month or more. This will really help this profile start showing up. And even if it did start showing up and you only have one Google review, people probably aren't going to call you and others in the area have more. So can't stress reviews enough. Other important things for this profile are filling it out as much as possible. So you only have one sentence here. There's 750 characters you can use up, so using up all 750 or as close as possible. If you have other social media, which it doesn't look like you have an Instagram, first of all, having other social medias, and second of all, having them listed here is important. You can add products, so like your main services can be added as products here, and you don't have any photos uploaded, so having photos uploaded, you can post to this thing just like social media. I mean, like really engaging with this profile and having it up to date as often as possible will help this rank. One of the other ways to help your profile rank is having your name, address, and phone number in online directories such as Yelp. So we can see it looks like you actually are in Yelp, which is perfect. It looks like you're in BBB, even better. So having yourself in a lot of these online directories, when we Google your name, is going to make more things show up. So we can see there actually are a good amount starting for you, which is great. We want lots and lots of those. It's going to help create information about you and help power this profile. And it looks like you're started off great. I know you mentioned you don't have a website. I'm assuming this must be you and maybe an old one or one you don't have access to, or maybe one you just don't actually consider a real website. This is showing up. And it looks like it's your address, I'm assuming. So this is one that we can help you take down or whatever, but it does look like this is showing up. But at any rate, so making sure that we have lots of stuff for you, no duplicates, which it looks like maybe there's a duplicate. I mean, we can look into it at another time, but making sure there's no duplicates and cleaning up some of that stuff. Okay, now, if we did a search for HVAC company Ellington CT, these are the top 3 profiles that show up, and we can see they have a lot of stinking reviews. These guys have 780. So it's going to take a little while to catch up to that one. That's okay. The other ones aren't nearly that high. So dominating these 2 first is going to be critical, and then working on catching up to these guys. The websites listed below here, these are called the organics, and the same thing, you really want to show up within the top 3 so that the most amount of people are going to find you. Let's take a look at these guys and see what they're doing. Okay, so right off the bat, I can see this page is, it has the intention of ranking, not looking beautiful. The rest of the site looks okay. This page doesn't look awesome, but it's doing its exact purpose. It's showing up and they're doing a very good job with SEO and ranking, and let's talk about why. You will notice they have keywords all over the place. They're making sure Google knows that they are an HVAC company in Ellington CT and they do everything HVAC, and they talk about AC and this and that and all the other things. Okay, that's important. When we build your website, we want to make sure you have enough keywords on there and the correct keywords, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And B, we want to make sure you have enough content. They kind of have a lot of content on this page, right? A lot of words. We want to make sure that you beat them out. and you beat out all the competition. So let's say they had 1,000 words, then we want to make sure you had about 1,500 words or so on. So having content and having keywords are really important for your website. There's other things they're doing on here. You can see they have a lot of links, like where it makes sense. They link to other pages. That's important too. That's something we would do for your website. I don't want to get into all the technical stuff here, but they're doing a really good job. The last thing I want to call attention to that's very important. You will notice that this page is not their home page. This is a page they created specifically for Ellington. Ellington is one of their service areas clearly, so they made a page specifically for Ellington. This is exactly how you go after other towns. Obviously, you're located in Ellington, so we wouldn't have a page for Ellington. Your site's going to be about Ellington, but maybe you serve Bolton. Okay, then we create you a Bolton page, and we use that Bolton page to rank for people in Bolton looking for HVAC and so on. That's another thing they're doing really well, and that's the exact technique that we use too. Now, this is a paid program called Eris that I use to research websites. I went ahead and put them into here so we can see what you're up against. The next thing I want to go over is UR and DR ratings. These ratings are really important for where you fall within the search results. For example, a UR rating is essentially a trust rating with Google. A DR rating is essentially a power rating with Google. And one of the main ways you can raise these numbers is through something called a backlink. Essentially, all a backlink is a link back to your website, and it's a brand endorsement. So if there's another website and they said, hey everyone, Edgerton is the best ever, check them out, here's their website with a link back to their website, that's all it is, just a link back or brand endorsement. What's cool is we can click on this and see what websites they're getting those links from that's giving them power and attain those for your site. Now, lastly and most importantly, I want to talk about the organic keywords. These are the keywords within the content that I was talking about before. For example, we can see they're going after a lot of different towns. And I want to talk about what each one of these things mean. So maybe you serve Greenwich, maybe you don't, but Edgerton clearly does and is going after it. This says HVAC, Greenwich, CT. There's approximately 100 people who Google this per month. Plumber, Fairfield CT, approximately 100. Plumbers, Fairfield CT, approximately 80 a month. Heat pump service, Milford CT, approximately 60 a month. HVAC, New Britain, approximately 50 a month. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see they are going after lots of things, lots of services, lots of towns, and this is what position they're in roughly. They're doing pretty good. They're like top 10 for a majority of these keywords, and there's a freaking lot of them. So this is the goal. Imagine if you were ranking well for all of these keywords and all of these people were finding you each month and reaching out. It's going to result in a lot of work. Work for you. It's not going to happen overnight. It definitely takes time to get there, and some will be harder than others, but that's the end goal, is showing up for lots of words and having lots of people find you. What I would recommend getting there is we build a really good website. We make sure there's enough enough content on the website. We get the correct keywords in there, and then we start getting power to that website with high quality brand endorsements. I hope that is helpful, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.